I'm starting to see now little signs that masculinity is changing hugely. You know, there's huge shift happening for men. And, you know, my dad was very secure in his knowledge that to be a misogynist was a good thing. And, you know, men are confused. Men are kind of in this strange little place nowadays, which is a lovely place. And I love just telling a few stories. So, yeah, you know, I go for a walk every day up and down Bisley Road. And I remember, you know, at the top of Bisley Road, there's a little green box that is BT. You know the boxes? And there was a BT man on his little fishing stool. And he had the box open, and there was, you know, a million wires, you know, kind of connecting. And I walked down the hill, and then I came back up the hill, and it was raining. It's starting to rain. So he's put his Wendy house out. I love it. He's got a BT green Wendy house that covers the little green thing and himself. So he's now in the Wendy house. And I've had this fantasy, this little fantasy that I could creep up and peek through and he'd be serving imaginary cups of tea to little teddy bears dressed as Victorian clothes or so. Do you know what I mean? He's in his little Wendy house, you know, kind of going, oh, I love you, yeah, let's have a cup of tea together, shall we? Oh, I long for that. I long to be able to see that. But yeah, there's some stories. So I'm going to tell some stories about men, you know, about men that I've hung out with and men that I'm proud of. You know, proud and brave, heroic, really. There's a lot of heroic men here. You know, you're very heroic to fucking turn up tonight. And it's been a fantastic journey to try and pursue and trying to find men, you know. So it started about 20 years ago. I went to Scott Peck. Do you know Scott Peck, the Path Less Travelled? And I did an event that was with him, which is called community building. Anybody done community building? It's an amazing process. It's just an amazing process. We had 50 men. It's the first all-time that we had all men. And basically you do nothing. You just sit there for 3 days. And the two facilitators get up at the beginning of the fucking thing and they go, no physical violence, I statements. And then they sit down. Bastards. And you got 3 days of it. It's 3 days of it. And it was insanity. It was completely bonkers. And there were people kicking off all over the place and going, you know, we should be doing this. And we're going, I fucking statements, you know. And it was just complete murder. No control, nothing happening. Just completely bonkers. And all these men going, I've done this with women and we'd be crying by now. And we'd all be going, fuck off. And then about a day and a half into the process, literally a day and a half into the process, this Irish man gets up and he stands in the middle of the room, and you know just by looking at him that he has never spoken higher than a tiny little whisper. You know, he was so beautiful, man. And he stood in the middle of the room and he opened up by saying, when I was 4, my parents gave me away to the nuns. At the end of his kind of hour or so, we were about 6 inches deep in tears. You know, just from the power and beauty of a man being brave and telling his story and being honest and clear and saying, this is who I am. And it was such a huge, huge privilege to be in that companionship. And the whole process is that at that moment, all of us thought the same word. That you come to community, that you think the same fucking thing. 50 people. And I know because I was there. And it was so phenomenal. It was such an experience to do.